Welcome to the What's Already podcast, where we fashion ourselves cinematic judge and jury. My name is JJ Crowder. I'm here with my co-host, Mattson and
It's turbo time. Better read than dead.
And Alec Burgess.
Let's get it.
We appreciate you tuning in. Go ahead and hit that follow, subscribe, like, bell notification buttons to keep up with us and make sure you know when new episodes come out. Also, help us grow the podcast. Go tell a friend about us. Tell a family member about us. Tell a belligerent mailman or a knuckleheaded father that waits till the last minute to go Christmas shopping about us. We'll take all of their listens, watches, follows. Man, it's week 3 of Christmas movies. I cannot believe we're 3 weeks into December when it comes to movies. But here we are. And this week's movie is Jingle All the Way. It was released November 22nd, 1996. It was written by Randy Kornfield. And it's directed by Brian Levant. Stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sinbad, Phil Hartman, Rita Wilson, Robert Conrad, Martin Mull, Jake Lloyd, Jim Belushi, and Lorraine Newman. It's about a father who vows to get his son a Turbo Man action figure for Christmas. However, every store is sold out. He must travel all over town and compete with everybody else in order to find one. Alec, this was your pick too?
Yes, sir.
Why do I hate you in Christmas time? Like I feel like it's very purposeful, all of these nasty choices.
No, maybe a little. I told you I had some fun this month.
only your third pick makes you worthwhile the rest of this month, because geez, you've hurt my soul. How did 3 out of 5 movies get picked were Alex?
I am lucky. That's what it is.
That's fair. So why this movie?
It means our patrons have bad taste. Please join our Patreon so we can have more voters. Thank you. That is all. Public service announcement.
There you go.
Why I picked Jingle All the Way. Okay. Face value, right? Face value reason. We're out of good Christmas movies, and I refuse to put like a Hallmark movie on the list. Ever. That's never going to happen. A little bit deeper, and I know it's going to make a good podcast episode because the movie sucks enough that you motherfuckers aren't going to like it either.
That's fair. That's fair.
There are parts in this that get me, and it stems entirely from, I think they did the retail scenes perfectly. Like, I've worked in retail before, and the kind of creative license they took, you know, when he's in like, I need to find a Turbo Man doll, and the guy just starts laughing. I'm like, like, that's everybody who works in retail. Christmas, around Christmas time or Black Friday, everything like that is what you want to do to the people who come into the store. Like, are you stupid? You asking me for what? Do you know what day it is? Or even like earlier where the guy's got a stopwatch and he's timing when to open the doors. He's pointing at the door. I was that person. And so this little, you know, what I worked for the Disney store, right, in a mall. And Christmas Eve I was working, and our mall closed at 6, and I got put on the door. And I had so many people trying to come in, because the way it works, right, is if you're in the store, you can finish up your shopping. Yeah. Oh, I was at that gate, and I was like, you're not coming in. And like, I need that one's right there. And I'm like, and we've been open since 10 a.m. Where have you been? It was the only time I was allowed to be that belligerent. So it speaks to me on a very personal level, those scenes specifically. But this is not a good movie. I don't enjoy watching the whole thing, but I also knew that you two wouldn't enjoy watching it, and that's enough for me to pick it.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
What about you, Mattson? Had you seen this before, or is this your first watch through?
I came across this movie, unfortunately, last Christmas, because Tay puts on all kinds of Christmas movies. I don't know why she put on this movie, because she doesn't even like this movie. This movie, I forgot what this movie was until I started watching this when I was like, oh, wait, I know this movie. And immediately was very not happy and was contemplating just not watching the rest of it because I remember it. But I forgot some of the middle parts. And man, this movie is a 90s movie through and through. The parts that Alex said were funny are not funny. It was so like overacted.
Have you worked in retail?
I have worked in retail. I once was helping a mom get a shoe for their child, thinking that child was a female and it was actually a male, and it was awkward. Yeah, there, and I did it during Black Friday and all kinds of stuff. Don't miss any of that. But this movie sucks. This movie is terrible. Arnold Schwarzenegger can't act in this movie. Can't really act in any movie, but this movie. No, Sinbad, terrible. The radio host, terrible. Like, none of it's believable. It's so overdone and stupid. And then the whole Turbo Man costume. I'm sorry. Like, really? Like, if we could do that as a society back in the night, like, no, the suspension of disbelief in this movie is ridiculous. The only part that has any redeeming value isn't a good value. It's the stupid neighbor that's trying to cop the dude's wife. And like that part like makes me like, oh, that's kind of funny. He's being devious. And then he totally gets what's coming to him. But what's funny is, and probably in real life, that guy probably would have won. So that's how those things actually like happen. But in this movie, you know, it's got to go the good way. All that to say, too much verbiage for a crappy movie. Like this movie just, I'd never, ever, ever want to watch this movie again. It's terrible. The only way I could have liked this movie is I watched it when I was a kid, and I like to think I have better taste. My gosh, this movie is terrible. And the kid that is the dad's son, I hate that kid. He's in some other. He's the Anakin kid. Hate him. Like, just don't like him.
Oh, poor Jake Lloyd.
Wow.
Yeah, don't like Jake Lloyd.
And that right there is why he went to jail later in life.
Do not like him.
He took a lot of heat for Star Wars. And if, I don't know, this film was produced by Lucasfilm, so it was probably why he got this part
not
too.
his fault in Star Wars so much, but I wish he should have done something else in acting probably, but you know, he tried.
Yeah. Well, this would certainly be why he ended up in episode 1, because Lucasfilm made this film. But anyway, I hate this movie too. It's bad. It's terrible. I mean, here's the funny part is I had never seen this movie all the way through until I watched it for this.
You're welcome.
Well, and I think that's me too, because there was some little piece where I was like, wait, I don't remember that. And I was like, oh, now I know why, because I couldn't suffer through this garbage.
Yeah, I was watching it going, motherfucker, this is bad. Like, it's bad. And it's bad. And the reason that you like the neighbor scenes is because Phil Hartman was a genius, rest his soul. And he was the best part about the movie. Hilarious. That, and then, like, I don't know why, but the cop that he always ends up running into, that part makes me laugh. I don't know why, but it makes me laugh all the way. And then, you know, the idiot's like, oh, Turbo Man, you're the man. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's just like, yeah, it's so ridiculous. And I realize it's made for kids, right? Like the whole thing is made for kids.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, I don't remember being that stupid as a kid that I would think that this was funny or great. And I mean, granted,
you weren't a kid when this was.
I
out.
wasn't
You were like
a kid
15.
when this came out. Yeah. But even as a kid, I just don't know that I'd be like, oh, look, his dad's Turbo Man flying around on a jetpack that should have killed him 2 seconds in. Though 5 minutes before that was pretty funny. That's another line that gets me is when they grab him and they're like, this is the guy. And they start putting the costume on him and the guy's going a mile a minute about the shit that's going to kill you about the suit. Like, that part made me laugh. But other than that, like, God, it's just not that funny. And like the weird, come on, man, it's 96. You got to be able to make a moose look a little more realistic in the face than that. Like, Jesus, like its teeth were like, what the fuck is wrong with this reindeer? And why is it like just outside New York City, New York? Like, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, Phil Hartman, he's the man. But yeah, this movie's terrible. It's terrible, and I hate you for making me watch it all the way.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
The only other part that I kind of enjoy as well, I don't know what it is, but I like almost this bad Santa idea because the Santa racketeering ring was also funny.
That's fair. That's fair.
This is
No,
underground
it's
mob style Santa ring.
It was terrible.
Jim Belushi's funny too, so that
Yeah,
his Santa, that was pretty funny.
It's a horrible movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger is riding the high of all of his other stuff. And don't get me wrong, there's some movies, obviously, of him that we've heard me review it. I like him in The Right Thing. He's perfect. But like when he tried to do these other movies where they actually need him to do a little bit of dialogue and do something outside of hasta la vista, baby. It's just, in my opinion, never really worked. And this movie just suffers for his horribleness. And then Sinbad, like, just horrible. Their fight scenes, this package is a bomb. I love how in kids' movies, cops always come out with the guns. Like, and there was a report, like, someone broke them, like, shoot first, ask questions later. I guess that's kind of true.
It was the 90s.
I know, man. It's just over, like, I remember 90s. It's just over the top, cliche. You know how it's gonna end. It's gonna be perfect. Just ugh.
Well, and I think what's the worst part about this, like when you think of it from a Christmas movie perspective, because look, Christmas movies are hard. They're either really interesting or they're terrible, and most of them are terrible. And this one falls into that. But at least most of them, like the cheesy, sappy Christmas ending, tries to remind you why Christmas is important.
Yeah.
This one doesn't even fucking do that. Like it just makes his dad look like a hero. And it like everything falls into place, even though he's probably killed 6 people in this movie. And that's just the ones he was trying to hurt. Like, it's just like, wait, what? And then at least, a dozen police officers were in that bomb explosion that only fucked up the one dude's hands. And I'm like, wait, what? So it's just like, they didn't even get to the point at the end where they're like, okay, let's make it a Christmas movie and teach everyone a lesson about how life is beautiful and we should all take Christmas and, life more, like the more important things should be important and the not important thing. Like that shit's teed up throughout this movie. Because to Alec's point, the other part that always makes me laugh is the ball fight, like over like the raffle balls. Like that shit makes me giggle a little bit. But like, so pointing out the worst parts of Christmas, even in a caricature form, like, but then they don't even pay it off with like.
Yeah, that's a good point because they had all of that. You're waiting at the end to be like, okay, like tell me that presents aren't the thing. It's like about those you spend Christmas, and they never really did that. Because did you guys know
people don't care about Christmas? They care about presents.
That's fair. Did you guys know there's an end credit scene?
Yeah,
I didn't know that because I left it on. I was like eating, and then I was like, oh, never knew that this was a scene. Because even at the very end, she just essentially asked like, what did you get me? You're like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, it's terrible. There's no life lesson in this. There's no make sure what's important is important. It's, hey, if you go and take part in all the Christmas shenanigans, eventually everything will work out, and then your kid will love you again.
I don't miss any of the Black Friday stuff. I'm so thankful for online shopping because I never had to do a ton of it, but never enjoyed going to crazy malls and having to try to finagle all the stuff. Jay, you should tell us your worst Black Friday experience.
Don't have one.
You never did it? You never shopped?
Never. I don't like, on my best day, I don't like going shopping when the stores are empty. I am not going to stand in line for something that I can spend a couple $100 more for and not have to go through the hassle of someone that wants to kick my ass if I'm in front of them in line. And standing in line to shop, there are very few things that I will stand in line for, and shopping is not one of them. And so I'm grateful for online shopping too, but I've been grateful for online shopping for a very long time, and it has nothing to do with Black Friday because I just don't like leaving my house, let alone going on a day when it's just, I do everything I can to not leave my house on Black Friday, even if it's just to go to like somewhere completely different. Especially back when it was a thing. I mean, it's still a thing, but it was like you had to go to the stores and like I'm out because like I'm not a nice person in the general public. And when the general public is in like the worst state possible, I'm certainly not a nice person. I still don't. Now, I will say that there's places like, so Christmas time for me, so we shop at a store that is down in another city, a couple miles down the road. Well, the store that's closest is that one but it's part of one of these walking malls now. Like it's just, there's like a walking outdoor mall. And then there's like a thing of stores that's kind of like separated from the big piece of the walking mall. And then the grocery store that I shop at's right there. So it's like a parking lot away from this walking mall. Dude, I go to a completely different grocery store during Christmas. Like the month of December, I can't shop there because it's like I don't even get out of my car in the worst place, but like there's people everywhere, cars everywhere, and I want to run most of them over as I'm driving in and out of the parking lot because I'm just like,
I
you
thought
people
you
are
were a very
fucking ridiculous.
patient individual, JJ, as you told us in our last podcast.
I'm very patient with people that I know. I probably should have been more clarifying on that. Like, or in situations where I need to be, but if I'm in the safety of my own car and I'm trying to go somewhere that shouldn't have a full parking lot with dickholes walking around everywhere and getting in my way and being disrespectful and discourteous, my patience immediately goes out the window. But that's also because I don't like driving anymore. I used to love driving. I don't like driving anymore. I don't even like the older I get, the more agoraphobic I get, which that's the wrong term because I am not actually afraid of it. I'm just angered by it. Like, I don't like people when it comes to like the general public. Hate it. I hate grocery stores. Most of the time in grocery stores, and I'm pushing the cart, like I have fantasies of mowing people down with my shopping cart. Like,
You don't just do like online grocery orders at this point?
No, I don't trust people. Like I've had bad experiences with it. I've tried it, but like I don't like somebody shopping for me because especially like we get a lot of produce, and so I don't like when I get a fucking mushy goddamn apple. I'm like, really? Either you fucking packed this so hard that my apple turned to applesauce in the time that you fucking did it, or you just picked a shitty apple. In which case, the fuck is going on? So I prefer to be able to go and pick my own. It's kind of a double-edged sword.
But JJ is one of those people that just leaves a 1-star review just because he can. Sounds like.
Yeah, I don't leave reviews. I just don't. I won't say that too because it's still funny to me that I've left like I left more reviews for like past employers than I have for anything else. Like that's it.
What about you, Mattson? What's your worst Black Friday story?
Yeah. No, I don't even have one. I barely ever. I can't remember the last time I've done that. I just these days I'm just skeptical of Black Friday deals on like Cyber Monday and all that stuff. I think most companies on like Amazon and stuff the prices are higher like 3 weeks before, and then Cyber Monday or Black Friday week, it's like, oh, it's on sale, and it's like, well, is it really on sale, or did you just like mark it down and makes us feel like it's on sale?
Marked it up first, then
marked it up, and then or like it slowly marked it up over time in preparation for that, so they can still make a good profit on that. I'm just pretty skeptical of. Hey, look, these companies just want to make a lot of money, so I just don't. Yeah, is it a deal? But I'm like, is it really as much of a deal as it used to be? I think because there's always sales. Like every day, I'm like, is this one more special than the last one? You just told me there was a sale yesterday. So like, what is it?
It's all psychology. It's all it is.
99 cents is better. $2.99 is better than $3, Jay. It really. Hey, that's a good deal.
Yep.
I'll buy 2 for $2.99 before I buy 1 for $3.
That's right. That's right. Well, it's just like the memberships at like stores and stuff, right? So like you have the little card that you get the bonus bucks or whatever, and the gas. Like the best deal you're getting is gas points. Like that's it. Like because all the other shit, they're use it to get rid of their shit that's been on the shelf forever, or shit that's going out of stock, or they don't want to carry as much. It's not about, and they still. the markup, especially in groceries, this does not have anything to do with Christmas, but the markup in groceries is one of the biggest markups period across the board. So deals are still fucking raking you over the coals. So it's just like,
Sure.
whatever. But
I'm grateful
Christmas
for
time.
Costco.
Ugh.
Grateful for Costco gas. I'll say that. Not sponsored by Costco, but at least their gas is a little bit cheaper because I freaking hate gas prices here in Washington are crazy. Anyways, we digress. Christmas,
It's
like
easy
this
to do.
movie is talking about, is these days it's so easy just to be like, oh yeah, it's about present. Whether you're religious or not, it's very easy to just forget that all these movies and stuff wanted to be about presents, and presents equate to happiness. When at the end of the day, like the older I get, like I don't even. There's absolutely nothing I need for Christmas. There's one thing I want. I want this new Stormlight book from Brandon Sanderson. That's like the only want I can even think of, because we're all grown people. Like shit, I know Jay. If he wants it, he bought it already. And so like at this point, I just value the ability to take time away from work and just enjoy it. It's fun. Now we have like Banks, for instance. He's still too little, but seeing Christmas through someone else's eyes and seeing the excitement they have for like a gift or something that they're going to play with, like, I just don't have that anymore because I don't need anything. I wish I could be transported back to like my 11-year-old self and just remember that feeling, because damn, Christmas was something special then. Nowadays, it doesn't have that feeling, but I try to just surround myself with like good vibes and bring back the memories and try to not get so caught up in the hoopla of having to spend like a ton of money.
Yeah. I don't like that it doesn't have a message. And I'm with you. Like, we don't even Christmas. You're right. I buy whatever the fuck. So there's a rule in our family too, though. Like from like the beginning of November through December, you're not allowed to buy your own shit unless it's a necessity. Like you have to put a pause, because otherwise, that rule was pretty much made for me and Casey, because we just fuck it. We just bought shit.
Yeah, so what are you going to buy your partner at that point? You got nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're making something up that like you didn't really want anyways.
Yeah. And that's, yeah. So now we'd go to Christmas and get like a gift, and I'm in my head going, well, you just fucking bought that last week, so we'll take that one back. You know what I mean? We wouldn't tell anybody, but yeah. So like, that's one of those rules that Casey's family introduced to. Like, I was like, okay, that's smart. Just, you put a hiatus on buying anything that you want. You can only buy shit you need. So it's like, but yeah, it's tough as an adult. I do get excited watching the little kids though, because they still get like super excited as they come running in and sitting under the tree, and they're having fun. And I have more fun watching them open presents and lose their shit than anything else that we do. In fact, it's funny, like Casey and I both got each other presents, and hers for me came like 2 days ago, and I'm wearing them on my feet right now. And then the one that I got her, she's literally putting on the bed right now. So it's like, we don't even wait until it's December fucking 3rd and we've already had our presents, because it's just like, hey, that's a nice thing for you to do. I probably would have bought that for us both or myself like in 2 weeks. So, but you know, we make sure that there's an opportunity to do that stuff, but it's just so tough as an adult. But I think that's probably, if I'm being honest, like from Christmas movie perspective, like it's so lazy. Like, how do you make a movie that doesn't even have a good message in the end of it? Because this just doesn't. And that's a waste of Christmas movies.
No.
Even the worst Christmas movie, like fucking, at least even the worst freaking movie that we reviewed last week,
Christmas Story,
still has some good messages in it, right? Like, it ends in the family eating at a Chinese restaurant and enjoying themselves and having fun together. But this one's like, oh shit, I gotta go run again because I didn't get my wife anything if you stick around long enough. Or it just ends on straight up, my dad saved the day being a dick. Like, what the fuck?
That's a good life lesson. Don't be nice and you'll win.
There you go. Alec just added fuel to his own fire.
All right, let's rate this thing.
Jesus,
my movie? I get to go first?
You're doing this first thing 3 times, and you got last week because you hijacked Mattson's pick when he wasn't here.
And see, proof. Okay, I'm a dick and I'm winning, so fuck both of y'all. No, so I don't like this movie. I do get a chuckle out of the retail experiences because they're so outlandish, but you can see it on like employees' faces when you go into retail when they're just about done and want to do this exact thing. And I love the Santa racketeering because I just find it hilarious how stupid it is. But it's not a good movie. I'm giving it a 1. Like, I've watched it purely to make you guys miserable.
This fucking guy.
All right, pick me. This movie's a 0.5. It's terrible. Done.
I love it when Mattson's so salty he doesn't even give a fucking review. He's just like, this movie sucks. It's a 0.5. Move on. Or it's so good he has nothing to say. What was it a couple weeks ago? You were like 5. Done.
Enough said.
I don't remember.
I don't remember what that was.
I don't either. Anyway, I'm giving it a 1. It's bad. It's for it to get the same rating as Christmas Story, it's bad. Like, I don't like it. It's weird. Arnold sucks. Sinbad sucks. Phil Hartman was the only thing that saved this movie in even the slightest possible way. Yeah, that's about it. And then the funny, weird shit. I'm with you, Alec. Like, I love watching the caricature of retail shopping on Christmas.
You're gonna form one orderly line and get a raffle ball.
Yeah, and then they end up like, it's terrible. I was surprised though at I've been surprised these last 2 weeks at how much shit was in these 2 movies that we've done recently that get people in some serious fucking trouble nowadays if they made that shit. Like, it's just like, what the shit is happening? But yeah, this was a terrible movie, and I hate you again for making me watch this movie.
You're welcome.
So Alex winning.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
At least next week he has a good choice that we get to talk about. So there it is. Fucking Jingle All the Way. Merry Christmas, fuckers. Alec, tell everybody where they can find us.
Happy to. So this is week 3 of, I'm just going to call it Christmas movie Bonanza. There we go. Christmas movie Bonanza. Special thanks to our
we're already
Patreon.
naming this Christmas movies that Alec picked that he wanted to torture the rest.
Oh, perfect. This is week 3 of Alec's month.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm taking all the credit for every single movie. Week 3 of Alec's month. Special thanks to our patrons for picking such a great topic, by the way. Phenomenal choice. Rich Mel Brooks and JJ's Extra Large Pepper Ridge Farm Wiener. That's the first time I felt good saying that. Like, Mattson just put me up on cloud 9 with saying this was my month. I love
Alex
it.
Month.
Yeah. So check us out on YouTube where you want to see our smiling, giggling faces, or, for poor JJ and Mattson the last couple of weeks, it's been nothing but disappointment and frowns and judging all of my life's choices. Other than that, Patreon's a place to find us where you can get behind the scenes content. There's up to now like 400 little episodes or 400 extra videos that you guys can indulge in. That's the best place to get involved. So you can pick topics. You can choose on movies that we select for those topics. And then you guys also have the ability to suggest quarterly picks. And we got a Q4 banger lined up for poor old JJ. With that, though, I will kick it back to the Wazir of WAP, Jack Dunn's baby, Scrooge himself, a JJ.
That's right. I was very sad that Charles didn't pick Scrooged. That's one of my. Yeah, I had a whole list of great Christmas movies.
And you did not realize it's my month.
And I got hijacked by Alec's picks. Yeah, thanks, Alec. Appreciate it. And to everyone else, we appreciate you tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Cinemagic out. That was weird.
Whoa!